Hello everybody. So ever since I've had this car for 6 months, I've always wanted to know how it would do in 68 in the Palisades. And you know, it's got some pretty sharp curves. It'll have to slow down quite a lot because the speed limit, you know, on this road just generally is 55 miles an hour. So how's it going to handle the curves? I'll see if it does well or not. I'll be safe about it, make sure I can turn the wheel if I have to. But I've always wanted to test this out, so it's kind of a Sunday afternoon, nothing else to do. So let's just give it a shot, and I'll put it in AutoPilot. When this steering wheel shows up, it means it's able to go into AutoPilot. So, and I'll set this max speed down to the speed limit 55. And so, but you'll still see the, it won't go over 55, but if it goes around some sharp curves and stuff, it'll slow down for them. Because we're about a half mile or so from the tricky portion. So we will see how it's going to do. Like, this is kind of just even a blind spot in a sharp curve, so how's it going to handle it? Pretty well. Yep. Come on to another curve here. Not so bad. It handles stuff like this with no problem. And then every now and then it'll tell me to, you know, grab the steering wheel to make sure that I'm paying attention. So I'll just do that. But when this thing's in a blue circle or whatever, that means this is an autopilot. It's driving itself. Now the first really nasty turn is about to happen, so well, it's slowing down a little bit here. We'll see what it does on this curve. This is kind of the start of the craziness. Yeah. It's doing it on its own. This is pretty wild. But see, I mean, it's saying the speed limit is 55, but it's not going over 35 right now because it's seeing some really steep curves and it's not going to go faster than that. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So it's not even, well, it's speeding up a little bit, but you can't go too fast here. I think if anybody's ever driven this road, I know a lot of my friends from Harrodsburg have driven this road to Lexington, knows this is a pretty crazy stretch of road. So this is a really steep turn, and that's just tailing, no problem. No problem. So it's still been keeping the lane. I don't think it's never crossed a lane line. Yeah, it's going around this curve with no problems. I don't feel like it's done any unsafe maneuvers so far. I mean, really steep curve right here, but it's no problem. I think the lane keeping is near perfect. I think Tesla's gotten it down really, really good as far as lane keeping goes. Now, when a lane line breaks and all that other stuff, it'll do some wonky things. So you just have to be aware when the car's in autopilot. If like a merging lane happens, you know, it doesn't. It tries to like center the lane. But here we are, just, you know, it's straightening out a little bit, so now it's going back up to my speed limit again. It's going to have to slow down again when we get to this bridge, and this is, yeah, it slows down in advance, so it's not, you know, taking turns extremely wildly. I mean, if I was in fear of this car crashing or anything, my hands would like just be grabbing the wheel at all points. But I mean, for me to show you in the video that this car is driving on its own, I can just keep my hands right here and I feel pretty safe because I can just grab it in a millisecond if I have to, or touch the pedal. I haven't even been touching the pedals. can see that in the video. But I've let the car just do everything on its own so far. So we're about halfway done through the really tricky part. Now we're going up the Palisades. Just some curvy roads here. Here's a curve right here. What's it gonna do? I took this curve really strongly. That was too much of a, went too fast, Tesla. So I took it out of AutoPilot there because it was going way too fast. That's fail number one. When you heard that boom boom, that means I took it out of AutoPilot and then I'm manually controlling it. So I put it back in AutoPilot. So now it's driving on its own again. You can see from my car visualization, it's seeing the truck in front of me. So if that truck, even goes to a stop, the car will be able to just stop on its own. The radar senses that. This is Chen's curve, and it's going pretty slow around it, like anybody should. I'd say it's done pretty well so far. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, moving forward, these cars will just keep getting better and better over time, and this is a torture test. This is one of the worst, curviest stretches of road that I know of. So if it can pretty much handle this stuff, it's going to be able to handle a whole lot of things. A little close to the line there. A little straight now. It's going to flatten out here pretty soon, but yeah, that was basically what I wanted to test. We got one more big curve, and then I can kind of end it and give a general assessment about it. But I would give that an A-. Just one mistake, taking that one curve a little bit too fast for my liking. I didn't want to cross the line, so that's why you always have to pay attention and grab the wheel. I mean, it's not going to make these sudden herky-jerky movements. It's going to generally, do a good job. See there, it's knowing to slow down for this curve. So, great job. That's pretty cool. So maybe in another 6 months I'll do this same thing again and see if it's even a more comfortable ride. But that's all I wanted to show. I'll talk to y'all later.